What do you think of our theme song?
I like it. I mean, it's a little catchy actually. Like it's a nice
Dude,
bright opening.
I found that randomly, and it was like, I kind of like that. It's copyright free, like.
No, I caught myself head bobbing to it. You know,
I can't even think about.
You gotta love copyright free music.
Bro, I pay money for copyright free music.
Okay, I don't do that. I'm pretty cheap. I don't do that.
I can't use any of it on the Fourth Liners podcast. I use it on my personal YouTube channel because you can only use it on one. But I pay $20 a month.
Is it worth it? Do you find it's worth it?
Yes, I use Epidemic Sound.
Oh, okay.
Which is like an amazing library. I used it in college too and stuff because I have the subscription, so I might as well pay. Might as well use it.
The WeStar or whatever we use to edit videos.
WeStar, dude. Let me just tell you. What the hell was our editing class?
Man, that was so brutal.
As an editor, I was like, this is kind of bad, but you know, I stuck through it.
Man, remember we were filming that Canadian film for me, and we literally had it done right before we went to go submit it or show our editing teacher. She's like, "Oh yeah, it looks good."
Looks good. Like, are you sure? Like,
yeah. She just scrolled right through the thing. Yeah, okay, it's there.
Dude, oh my god, now I'm remembering the whole pancake ordeal.
Double.
That was a great film. Did you like being director?
Honestly, it was really stressful.
Yeah, no, I intentionally was never director.
Like, I like that I didn't have to do the editing because editing takes such a long time, but I know you enjoy that. Was it you or Christian that did the editing?
I wasn't in your group. I just did. I just acted.
Oh yeah, that's right. It felt like you're in my group because literally you're so involved in it.
I remember acting in it. I remember the night before, me and the guys had been to the bar. You weren't there. We actually went to the bar together one time, didn't we?
We did, man. We didn't do it on purpose either. We kind of just found each other there.
And you were there, and I'm like, yo.
And then we're like, you want to hang out? Sure. We'll start dancing. I think we jumped up on the stool or something and started dancing. On the bench, yeah. At Jack's. Oh, man.
Oh, my. Dude, I miss Jack's.
Man, if anyone has a chance to go to London, Ontario, go to Jack's, dollar beers. I mean, when things open back up, I don't know when that's going to be. But
I don't want to get their expectations up because Jack's is horrible in the grand scheme of things, but it's horrible in a very fun way.
When you have $5 beers down, it's a fun time.
It's a good time. It's horrible beer, but who cares?
Yeah, it's bomb the pitcher, but you don't realize it after the fifth or sixth one.
Yeah, and you're there, you're getting crazy, dancing up on this big bench that's along the back of the dance floor. I don't know. I'm not a huge dancer.
Me either.
Yeah, I've done some questionable things at Jack's. Fell down the stairs once. I was actually pushed.
No way.
Wow.
I never had a crazy story like that. I mean, witnessed some fights and stuff
by a girl. She knows who she is.
No way.
Yeah. She didn't actually push me. She slipped behind me, and then
she slipped.
Took out my ankles, and I broke my watch. Yeah. Speaking
of taking out ankles, how about that hit on Zach Hyman by Alex Edler?
Do you want to start off on such a sensitive topic? Because we can.
It is a pretty sensitive topic, but it needs to be talked about. I feel like it's very important.
Okay. Well, for people who didn't see the game or aren't aware of the significance of the game, the Canucks came back from COVID. Haven't played in a month. Over half the team got serious cases of COVID.
The COVID Canucks.
And the COVID Canucks, and they didn't even want to play. They were telling the league that they weren't feeling ready, but the league was like, nah, bees, go make your money, or go make our money. And so the Canucks played against the division-leading Toronto Maple Leafs, and they managed to squeak out a win. A lot of Leaf fans are upset about that, understandably. But both franchises are so used to disappointment. I mean, are we surprised?
At the end of the day, is one of them winning the Stanley Cup? You don't really know.
Vancouver Canucks. Probably not. So halfway through the game-ish, was it third period or second period? I think it was second.
Somewhere around that, honestly.
Yeah. The Leafs have been pressuring the Canucks in Vancouver's end, and Alex Edler, Canuck defenseman, one of the greatest Canuck defensemen ever, to be honest, came out of the zone after a long shift and went to make a physical play on Leafs forward Zach Hyman. Hyman tried to evade, and Edler's knee got stuck out there somehow. Don't know how it happened. And knee-on-knee collision, which resulted in Zach Hyman becoming injured and Edler getting a 2-game suspension. As a Leaf fan, how did you feel about that?
So if it was like Engvall, I'd be a little upset. If it was someone like a new player on the team, I wouldn't be too upset. But Zach Hyman's the holy grail on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. He's having an insane season. And I don't mind Alex Edler. I think he's a decent guy. One goal shy from was it his 100th goal in the NHL?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe he'll get it. Just to cheer for an old veteran on the team, on Vancouver. And then he goes out and sticks his leg on Zach Hyman, where he's had his surgery already, and it's very sensitive. So I see, being a hockey player, or a former hockey player, in minor hockey days, not a relation to the NHL, but
you played in the OHL, right?
Oh yeah, first overall pick, but no big deal.
What?
I wish.
I didn't know that.
No, I wish.
Wait, how far in minor hockey did you get?
I played AE, captain of AE.
I don't even know what AE is. How far up is that?
It's like the bottom of rep, literally.
Oh, okay. What happened? What went wrong?
In my career?
Yeah.
I was too good.
I don't think it works like that, dude.
Man, no. Yeah, too good. They didn't want to embarrass some team, so I could have made the Leafs.
When did you realize that that it wasn't happening, the dream?
When I went to college and dollar beers became available at Jack's.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That dude's so many NHL players have been lost to the dollar beers.
Yeah, let me tell you.
So as a hockey player.
Yeah, as a hockey player, I know that sometimes, and I play defense, sometimes where you're just trying to stop the guy from getting the puck, you accidentally do stick your leg out. So that, knowing Edler, which I don't think he has ever got suspended, or if he has, it's
he's been suspended twice,
but
never for, but minor stuff, stuff that any physical defenseman could get suspended for.
He's just trying to do his job, right? But it just accidentally be a dirty play, and that happens sometimes, and where they don't mean to do it, it just happens, and it does look really dirty. But at the same time, that could have been avoided. Zach Hyman is having an amazing season. He's a key part to the Toronto Maple Leafs for sure. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. For Edler, that's like I said, he'd been on the ice for a minute and a half, in his zone. He was exhausted. He came up to challenge Hyman, and Hyman made a move on him to go around his inside, and Edler, just was trying to make any kind of contact. I never think that, nowhere in Edler's mind was it, I gotta make knee-on-knee contact with this guy. Obviously not. Edler was basically just trying to make himself bigger, and unfortunately ended up skating into Hyman's knee with his knee. And really unfortunate play, and it's sloppy, but I understand why it was sloppy. The suspension is deserved. I'm not critiquing the suspension. But I am critiquing a lot of, uneducated Leaf fans who, want to say that Edler's a dirty player and it was intentional, and he tried to, he before the game he was drawing up plans about Hyman's already shit knee, and he's I gotta hit that knee. Obviously not. That's not Alex Edler, man. Maybe if it was Raffi Torres or Matt Cook, we could have a different discussion.
Oh my god, yeah, Raffi,
but
former Vancouver Canuck Raffi Torres.
Raffi Torres, during the Cup run in 2011, loved him. All right. Have you ever seen that hit? Have you ever seen that hit of his in the playoffs on Seabrook?
Oh yeah, I do. I do remember that hit.
Where Seabrook's behind the net and Torres comes around the net like a missile and just obliterate Seabrook.
Torres is scary. He's scary looking to me. His eyes are like they pop out of his head.
Torres is insane, but is a dirty player. But Edler's not a dirty player. He's just a strong physical defenseman, who sometimes gets himself in those situations.
Yeah,
so
it happens. It happens to the best of us. Oh, there's your lovely phone saying hello.
You know what? I'm a popular guy, okay? Why can't turn off? Thank you. Okay, we're on Vibe right now.
I mean, yeah, I understand. As soon as I saw that hit, I said to my girlfriend that was sitting beside me watching the game with me, I said, "Oh yeah, that's a suspension." Before they even said it was he was suspended, he just went to the box and then went on commercial break. We come back and they're like, "Oh, they're discussing if he's gonna be kicked out of the game," and then they say, "Yep, he's being ejected." So and I'm like, I just kind of knew that kind of hit, the knee on knee. It's just a very dangerous hit where it could ruin a guy's career, and if it can be avoided, it's the best case scenario because. You don't, as the guy doing it, sometimes you regret it instantly, and it's just the heat of the moment, it just happens. But it looked like a very dirty hit, and I think the suspension was deserved.
100%.
Just not maybe intentional. It wasn't intentional.
No, it's sloppy. It's a mistake.
He was tired.
It's a mistake. Yeah, it's a mistake, and sometimes mistakes are dirty, and so it is a suspension. When I saw the hit, I was like, "Yup, that's knee on knee. That's gonna be some issues." And yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course.
Honestly,
go on.
Do you think that had an effect on them winning the game?
No.
The COVID Canucks?
I don't think Edler's knee affected the Canucks winning the game. I mean, you guys lost Hyman and we lost Edler, who is our second best defenseman.
Yeah, you guys were running with 5D. That's hard to do.
It's not it wasn't an assassination attempt. It was, it just happened. Yeah, winning the game though, that Bo Horvat has turned into such a superstar player for us. In the league's eyes, he's not a superstar, but
great captain
Ryan O'Reilly, right? I think same tier of player.
Oh yeah,
and those types of players win you cups.
Great leadership. He's honestly a guy that easily replaced the city as a leader on that team once they retired. Horvat, he got 2 goals that night, right?
2 goals and an assist.
I think he's highly underrated. He's a guy that you can argue that, and
I agree. I think he could be one of those guys in the league now that's very underrated.
Yeah, and not just him, honestly, on the Canucks, they actually have a lot of good pieces. I know Pettersson's out, but Pettersson's one of them. Bo Horvat, JT Miller, they have Quinn Hughes, they have Edler. Brock Besser, Demko. They have Holtby played an amazing game.
Yeah, Hoglander.
They have the assets. They have a good core there. It just doesn't... it was unfortunate COVID hit them and really stunted them in the standings, but we were talking before this that if they win tonight against Toronto at 9, and then they win against their series against Ottawa, they could be back in the playoffs.
Yep, it's all about catching Montreal right now. The Vancouver season was derailed because the North Division, despite the fact that a lot of people say it's weak, it's absolutely not. You have 3 teams in cup window right now. The Leafs, the Jets, and the Oilers are all in cup window. People sleep on the Jets. I don't know why. The Jets are absolutely in the window to win the cup. You have the Canadiens and the Flames, who are both good teams who are trying to make an impact. And then you have Vancouver, who was, showing up last year as a team coming out of a rebuild. And then you have the Sens, who have the ability to surprise on any night. It's a tough division. Vancouver is missing playing against Anaheim, San Jose, and LA right now.
Struggling teams in the West.
If we're in the West Division, we're in the playoffs, no problem. This division is just stacked.
In the bubble, they made it really far. They are 2 rounds, the second round, but that was pretty good for them, right? They haven't really done that in a while.
They won the play-in, and then they beat the Cup champions, St. Louis, and then we took Vegas to Game 7. I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
The Vegas series was hard to watch because Vegas was so dominant.
Yeah, they always have been. So
Demko saved us.
Demko is the savior.
Dude,
but
so good.
Holtby was the savior the other night. when they were facing Toronto. Like, I was surprised. Like, I thought Holtby was not a really smart signing for them because they do have Demko, and I guess they weren't sure at the beginning of the season if Demko would be the guy. But Demko proved that, but now he's not back yet from COVID, right? Like protocol. Yeah, but Holtby really stepped up to the plate. He showed what Washington Capital Holtby was, and then he applied it to the Vancouver Canucks. And I think he was the main factor of winning that game.
Yes. As our goaltenders usually are.
Yeah.
Like, if the Canucks goaltender is playing well, we win. Like, it's, well, maybe not all the time, but like last season, I mean, like, Markstrom won us so many games that we shouldn't have won. This season, Demko has won us so many games that we shouldn't have won, and Holtby just did that the other night. Like, at this point in time, our team is, like, our forwards and defensemen are still not quite there. Our bottom six is really sagging. So, like, having that strong goaltender is everything for Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. It holds a team. It holds a team together, and when they're struggling and the goalie's playing well, you can still win a game. So, like, and I saw it as this too. Like, I know Jack Campbell's coming off that history-breaking 11-game winning streak, but he is not the goalie that Holtby has. Like, the resumes are very different, and I love Jack Campbell. I think he's an amazing goaltender, but comparing it to Holtby's resume, I think it was Holtby's a little bit of a better goalie than Campbell is, and I think the Leafs are kind of struggling not having Anderson as well in that.
For sure. Like, you have teams like the Leafs where you can get away with having more of a second-rate goaltender.
Yeah.
Like Colorado, for example. Like, Grubauer is good, okay? But, like, he's really good this season because of the team in front of him, right?
Yeah. McKinnon,
and, like,
Rantanen, Landeskog, Makar.
Yeah, and then you have some teams that are so bad, like Anaheim, where they have, I think, a guy who could be the best goalie in the league in Gibson. You know,
yeah.
And, like, even he's not enough. Anaheim is so bad.
For sure.
You put Gibson on a good team, and he's the greatest goalie in the league. And I'm not bluffing there. Like, I think Gibson is
Gibson to
huge.
Toronto.
Gibson to Toronto. Wow.
They get another Anaheim goaltender.
Please no. Like,
man, that'd be dangerous.
But yeah, so the Canucks pull out the win, and then there was some controversy though because there was a review on a quotation goal, that a lot of Leaf fans say was in.
Yeah, Mitch Marner, he saw that puck. He was pointing to it. He was fighting hard for that goal to happen. I personally think it was in. I know it's a little biased, but I really do, because he wouldn't have fought it that hard. And you can kind of see Holtby was in the net, and the puck was obviously under him. But the fact that they couldn't see the puck really decided that they couldn't really call it a goal because they couldn't see the puck themselves, and they would have been under fire if they really called it a goal, honestly. And I thought it was a good goal, and I thought it was going to be called a good goal. But when the ref said no goal, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty fuming, but. I get it. You can't see the puck. You can't call it a goal.
Yeah, like, was that in? Probably. Can you prove it? No. And you can't have the referees assuming things. Like, there has to be evidence of it being in the net. When, like, I've seen on Twitter so much, and I've been active on Twitter about this in a way that I probably shouldn't be. I'll talk about it in a minute.
All right.
You have all these people posting these blurry, grainy photos of something in the net. It's like you can't tell if it's a skate. Is it a pad? Is it a puck? I don't know. And so all these people are trying to make these assumptions that it's in. But in reality, if it was clearly in and the refs could see it in, and they have access to better, replays and cameras than we do, they would have called it a goal. And if the roles were reversed, I mean, Leaf fans would be saying the same thing. Oh, prove it. You can't prove that it's in. Like, you can't have referees assuming goals. It's like, if you can't physically see the puck in the net, if you can't see it cross the line, then you can't assume that it's in. And like, when Holtby stood up, the puck was on the corner of the post inside the net, but it hadn't broke the plane of the red line. Like, there was no white ice in between it, so that's not evidence.
No.
It's not a goal. And so I was on Twitter and I was reading some of the tweets after the game, and these people are complaining. And I picked a fight with a middle-aged woman.
Oh no.
Who is obviously a Leaf fan. And she's like, "That's clearly in the net." And I'm like, "Is it clearly in? Because if it was clearly in, they would have called it a goal." And then she posts this blurry, grainy photo of something, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And then so I was like, "Yeah, no, it's not a goal. Call on the ice stood." And she's like, "Yeah, enjoy. You should be more worried about the Canucks and how such a disappointing season they're having." And I said, "Enjoy your first round exit." And that was it, dude. That was it.
Man, you ran into a Karen Leaf fan right there.
There are so many, and there's a lot of Karen Canuck fans too. But part of the reason why I love to see the Leafs lose, is I love disappointing these like half-assed hockey fans who say they're Leaf fans. Yeah. And I love watching the media squirm because when the Leafs are out, who the hell are they going to talk about? No. It's like I love to see the Leafs lose. I drink that shit up. People in Canada have this assumption that, if a Canadian team was in the Stanley Cup final, you have to cheer for the Canadian team. Absolutely not. All right? There's two teams I'm not cheering for from Canada in the Cup final. Toronto and Calgary. That's it.
So you're saying you wouldn't cheer for the Leafs if they made it to the final?
Absolutely not.
Even if it meant a Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup?
Absolutely not.
Breaking the drought.
When the Canucks were in the final in 2011.
Oh man, I was cheering for them.
Ontario. I'm glad you were, but a ton of Leaf fans were saying, anybody but the Canucks, anybody but the Canucks. They're not Canada's team. It's like, all right.
Turn it back on them.
I can't stand the Leaf fan base. So, this is I could get some flack for this, but you all watch too much Steve Dangle, okay? And that guy's unbearable. Okay, I take that back. Actually, he's not unbearable, but
Steve Dangle's gonna at you.
He's a homer, man. I can't.
It's hard to talk bad or differently about your own team, and I get it. If I saw maybe I don't know what team in Canada that I don't like. I guess Calgary. I don't really like Calgary that much just because of Matthew Tkachuk. I really wouldn't want him to win a Stanley Cup. I wouldn't cheer for him. I honestly wouldn't. But I get it. Yeah, it depends who the team is too, honestly. And if it's not your team, should you be cheering for them? Or is it cheating? You're cheating on your team. But I don't know. I cheer for any team but Calgary in the playoffs. So I kind of get your point there.
It's as a Leaf fan, you don't really get how brutal and lopsided the media is, because it's great for you, right? But as a team or a fan of a team on the West Coast, it's all we ever hear about is Toronto this, Toronto that. What are the Leafs wearing before the game? Exactly. And it's the fans for me. A lot of Leaf fans are unbearable. There's a ton of horrible Canucks fans, but I am a Canucks fan, so I can't hate them too much. Well, actually, no, I do just like a lot of them because they say all these horrible things. They're so mean. Why are people so mean?
People are so mean. It's a harsh world. We just want to relax and play some hockey.
But yeah, so Leaf fans were blowing up on Twitter about the no goal, and it's guys, use the smart part of your brain. You can't assume it was in. You can't assume it was in.
And
sorry.
Honestly, that was a good call by the officials. I was a little upset at the time, but I understood you can't see the puck, so you can't call it a goal. That is that. Yeah. You just can't change that.
And if the Canucks were in the position the Leafs were in, I'd be the same way. Would I be pissed? Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah, understand, right?
As soon as the refs start assuming things, you have a very dangerous game.
Yeah, and you could see it might look like it's lopsided. They're favoring a team, so good for them making that call. It was the right call for them. So speaking of right calls, did you have the same idea of me, John Tortorella?
Oh no, I was gonna go to fantasy.
Okay, let's go to fantasy.
You want to go to fantasy?
Yeah, let's talk about fantasy. I think this is an important topic.
All right. So fantasy hockey for Yahoo is now in the playoffs, and Jake here and yours truly are matched up against each other round one.
The Yager Bombs and Bertuzzi Crunch. You gotta refer to us as our names in fantasy.
Bertuzzi Crunch. In my other league, I'm the Eddie Lack Attack.
Eddie Lack, that's a legend. Canucks legend.
I love Eddie Lack.
Oh
yeah, we got Bertuzzi Crunch and Jager Bombs going at it. Bertuzzi Crunch is that's a little offensive, I guess. But yeah, so going head to head here. Right now you're beating me 6-2, but there's only been 1 day of games played. And you've only had
anything
one
can happen.
Start.
Anything can happen. It's very dangerous. Fantasies, you never know what's gonna happen. Honestly, if your players are gonna perform, or even like your players that aren't your top players are gonna have a breakout night. Like you don't know.
Well, you've got McDavid. I mean, he's as close to it for sure thing as it gets.
I mean, he's okay. He's doing all right.
He's all right. He had just 3 points in the first game. Yeah, that's
he
fine.
gets 3 or 5 points a night. You know, it's not
4 goals or 4 shots on goal, 4 hits. 4 hits. What the hell, McDavid? Oh,
McDavid hits.
On, man. Come on, man.
One guy for me actually is doing pretty well is Mark Stone, and he's been unbelievable. He's been unbelievable. And
he's one of the best shooters in the league.
He is, and like he when he was I remember I was listening to something when he was a rookie that literally the people in Ottawa that was running the training camp saying, "Well, I'm surprised you're here," because like they didn't think he'd make it. And now look at him now.
Should have been the captain of that team.
He should have been the captain of that team, and now he's the captain of the Jager Bombs. I'm naming him captain.
Whoa, we're naming captains.
We're naming captains. Mark Stone is my captain.
All right, okay, hold on. I gotta think about this. Who's my captain? Huh, that's tough actually. All right, hold on. No, not Kopitar. Even though he's been really good this year. No. Not Huberdeau. I don't think he's a captain.
No, he's more of an assistant captain, you know.
All right, I'm naming my captain. JT Miller.
Oh, you're going with the Canucks, eh?
Captain JT Miller. Assistants. Jonathan Huberdeau. Chris Letang. And Jacob Chichurin.
What a squad. And now I had to pick my assistants.
He's been sick for me this year, dude. Like, he's been so good.
He's been breaking out, honestly.
Yeah, he's having a great year in Arizona. I'm cheering for Arizona.
I like Arizona. Like, Phil the Thrill, Blaine Keller. Like, I think they have a good core there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for fantasy, right now I'm winning 6-2. But as you mentioned that you're going to have more games than I have, so it will come down to how my players perform in the short amount of games that we have compared to you.
Yep. You also only have 1 goalie start so far. UC Saros had a great game for you.
Oh yeah, UC
so
Saros is
fantastic goalie
stats. Yeah, for sure. He's been insane for me. I didn't when I picked him up. I was like, I just need a goalie, and I picked up UC Saros, and he ended up being impeccable for me. Like he was just a solid goaltender. I had Demko, but he was out with COVID, and he still is out with COVID, so I can't have him anymore. But I tend to pick up the goalies that have like those runs at the they run away with the wins and
weak matchups too.
For sure. And then I have Shesterkin too, where he's just individual stats, he's just solid. Always has been.
Yeah. In my other league, I have Shesterkin, and he's great.
He's a valuable guy.
Shesterkin. Yeah. I've had Connor Hellebuck all year. He's been okay. He's been okay.
He's in favor to win the Vezina, isn't he?
Really? Like, I don't know, man. He's so leaky at the end of games. Like his save, look at his save percentage is all over the place. He'll have a 974 and then an 870 the next game.
I'll trade you Saros for Hellebuck.
Get out of here with that. I'll give you Mers Lincolns for Saros. How about that?
I don't know about that one.
The trade deadline's passed anyways. But yeah, I've got Hellebuck and Smith. Smith has been so good.
Yeah, Smith.
Like, so good.
Honestly, he's 41, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
On the Edmonton Oilers, too, which is a team that, I don't know, their defense, they're actually having a good year. Maybe that's why. But Tyson Barrie and Darnell Nurse, they're helping him out back there.
Bro, their defense is actually so sick. Like Nurse, Barrie, Larson, Clefbaum's not even playing. It's like they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing well, and they'll do well in the playoffs with that core too, for sure. I just picked up. I dropped Justin Schultz because he's day to day right now, and I don't know when he's coming back. He's been listed to day to day for a while, so I picked up Samuel Girard, and I had him at the beginning of the.
He's available?
Yeah, man. I picked him up, and
what?
Someone dropped him, and
wait,
I picked him up.
Am I thinking of the right guy? Samuel, like
Colorado Samuel
like the guy,
Girard,
the guy with all the points.
the guy with all the points. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, someone.
How was
dropped
he
him.
available?
I don't know. Someone, I guess, got sick of him. I had him at the beginning of the.
Get sick
season.
of Colorado's second best. What?
He actually,
What
he was
Looney
part of
Tunes
that
land am I living
Duchesne
in?
trade, wasn't he? Pretty sure.
Yes.
But yeah, he's not available to my team until the 21st for some reason. I don't know why that was, but
Waivers.
okay, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I picked him up. I saw him, he was available. I was like, man, why did someone drop him? Like, there's a lot of those too in our league where I see like players being dropped. I'm like, okay, give them a chance. I guess maybe.
There's a couple teams, man, who drop players all the time. I'm one of them. Like, but
Yeah.
I hold on to players who are good.
But it's like sometimes that works out for your team though. Like honestly, you need to make those changes, and it's like an actual team, right? Like you don't know, you drop one player, like for some reason that your team starts doing well, and it's weird how it works. But yeah, Justin Schultz was putting up points too, but he's day to day, so I can't afford that right now in the playoffs when I'm facing the Bertuzzi crunch. So I picked up Samuel Girard, and he's a pretty decent defenseman. I had at the beginning of the when I drafted him actually, and then I dropped him because of they were out for a few games because of COVID, so I dropped him. But now I feel like it's the time to add him back to the team, and hopefully it works out for me.
I knew he was available. Although, like, I don't know who I would have dropped because, like, my three guys, Provorov, Chachurn, and Letang, like, I pretty much have stuck with them all season. But then my fourth defenseman has kind of been like a, rotating door. But Josh Morrissey's been really good for me, so I'm gonna keep him.
That's the thing too. Like, you want to pick up new players, and you're like, okay, you look at your team. Who do I want to give up? And if I give up that guy, am I gonna lose out or am I gonna win? It's kind of a gamble, honestly. Like,
yeah,
I picked up Alec Martinez, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I see that actually. He's got good peripherals.
Oh yeah.
I picked up Duclair recently in both my leagues. He's been on fire since he came back.
Duclair.
And then I picked up.
He's a sneaky player.
Horvat as well. Yeah,
both
and
sneaky
Florida's
players.
actually really good, man, and he plays with Barkov. So like anybody who plays with Barkov is gold.
Yeah, they're exceeding for sure.
Verhaeghe, Duclair, like they're gross. And then I picked up a Horvat. I dropped Peugeot, and Horvat obviously hits, shoots, can score. Peugeot's too inconsistent.
Yeah, I got those 2 goals against Toronto in the win for the COVID Canucks.
Yeah, Bo's insane. So I'm happy with that, man. I like with fantasy, I got screwed because I picked Jack Eichel with my first pick in both my leagues.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
So I've been struggling. I don't have that like superstar player that just carries me every week. Like I have to find it elsewhere. And then Malkin's been hurt for like a month, so like I'm.
So you've been hit with the injury bug. That's what you've been hit with?
Yeah, with my star players, absolutely. I picked up Teravainen weeks ago, thinking he was about to come back, but he's not. So.
And he can put up points as well.
Yeah, I had him last season, man, and I won the league. Remember? You were in that.
Oh yeah. I do remember that. It got cut short, didn't it? Or did we continue? Yeah, got cut short.
Got cut short. It gave me the win because I was in first place by like a lot.
How nice is that?
That team was stacked, dude. I had Barkov. I had Pasternak. I had. Oh god, I can't even remember now.
I don't even remember who I had on that team. I really couldn't tell you one player. But
well, I had Barkov and Pasternak, so that's enough. That's enough information.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need to win.
A Teravainen. Yeah, the team was gross.
For sure. Speaking of gross, I guess that it doesn't really tie into John Tortorella, but let's go into John Tortorella.
Speaking of gross, John Tortorella.
That hair, no, he has pretty nice hair, honestly. John Tortorella, his coaching style. Max Domi has been scratched tonight for the second game in a row. What is your take on him scratching his star players and not giving them the opportunity to change their play?
If a team is scratching star players, I think the team's in a bad spot. Like it's never a good look. Columbus has been a dumpster fire this season. Even guys like Laine can't get going.
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't know. It sucks because Columbus was like good, and then they weren't.
Yeah, for sure. Columbus had those guys like when Dubois last year when he was in the bubble facing Toronto, he was insane against Toronto, and he was the reason I feel like the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't win because he was so good against them. He was putting up points for Columbus, but then this year, I guess his total mentality changed. He figured the Columbus wasn't winning. He says there was no arguments or disagreements with Tortorella, but I really think there was. They just don't want to tell the media that.
Probably.
But he's doing amazing on Winnipeg now, and Laine is struggling on Columbus, and Max Domi is struggling as well. Like
it sucks because like you look at their roster, it's pretty good. Like Bjorkstrand, Atkinson, Roslovic, Jones, Werenski, Domi, Laine, like that's Texier, like that's good.
Yeah, no, they have good decent players, and like their defense core. Werenski and Jones. I think Werenski's out though now. He's not playing anymore. He's out with the injury. But yeah, that decor, they just got rid of Savard. So are they retooling? Are they rebuilding? I don't know. And now like a guy like Domi, which is probably could help a team win, and is still a young player. Like it's unfortunate that the deadline's gone. That he can't be dealt. He probably doesn't like it there. I can assume that. Just knowing maybe his dad doesn't like him being there, like his just knowing who his dad is, and Laine, his attitude towards every game, it just seems like he has no emotion into what he's doing, like, and it just doesn't seem like players enjoy playing there. And if you do bad or if you disagree with Tortorella, he'll bench you, no question about it, or scratch you. Like it's just, I don't like that style. I think that's too hard on the players.
It's a little tough. Yeah, it's not very modern.
No.
Like, I like Tortorella, kinda. Like, I think he's a good coach, and I think he is a good guy. Like, he's no Babcock, who's just honestly evil.
Yeah, making rookies make a list of who's working the hardest on the team.
Benching
like
veterans for milestones, and, benching veterans when they're new players and their family, comes and stuff. Like, it's just...
Yeah, like...
Babcock is, like, evil. Like, Tortorella's just a hard ass.
Yeah, see, there's a part of me that likes that hard ass mentality by Tortorella. I feel like that does also spark something in a player where they prefer a hard ass coach like that.
Yep.
More veteran guys than younger guys, so I don't think that's the proper fit for Columbus that has a lot of younger guys.
If you have a hard ass coach who the entire team has bought into, it's a fantastic situation.
Oh yeah.
But with a hard-ass coach, you have the potential to turn a team against you.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
If you get the wrong group of guys who don't respond to you with your hard-ass mentality, could be problems. And, like, I could see a guy like Laine and Domi not responding to that well.
No, and isn't Laine's contract up after this year?
He'll be a free agent. He's not staying.
Laine is not staying there. He's just collecting his paycheck and playing whatever hockey he can play, and he's 23 years old. He's making $7.5 million right now. He can make at least, I don't know, I can see him making $8 to $9 million.
Is he an RFA?
Maybe not, because I think he's on a major deal. He's not on a minor deal.
I thought it was like he had to be 25.
Oh, maybe, no, he is. I think he is an RFA. Yeah, he's an expiring RFA.
Columbus, Blue Jackets. Let's see. Laine. RFA. So
yeah, he's an expiring RFA, yeah.
Ooh.
And see, when you see that...
so they can trade his rights. They could trade his rights.
They could trade his rights, but some teams, would they prefer that, or would they prefer to sign him and not give up any assets?
Well, they do have to give up assets because
he is an RFA. That's right. Yeah, that's true. So it's interesting with that situation where they, like... I just know Laine will want to get out of there for sure.
And so, like, with the kind of contract that he would demand too, it would be multiple firsts, and
Yeah,
I think a team would rather trade for that.
for sure. What is that Max
And I
Domi's
think Columbus
contract?
would prefer it too. Max Domi's contract?
He has a 2-year contract.
He's signed next season, yeah.
So I could see him staying and maybe maybe working things out with Tortorella. But see, the way that he's doing things, I just feel like the way that I think would be a better approach is like, now you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, not being biased here, but a little bit. Sheldon Keefe, I feel like he's a more relaxed coach. He's more like a heartful guy that the players can relate with, and like having that guy will make your stress level go down, and stress could really affect a person's player's play, right, and not make them perform. And I think with John Tortorella, I'd be scared as hell to go back in that dressing room after like losing 5-0 after the second period. I'd be scared as hell to get knocked out by John Tortorella. I know he wouldn't do that. I know he wouldn't actually do that, but like that'd be a fear.
I don't know, man.
You know?
He charged into the Flames locker room one time and tried to knock someone out.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah, maybe it could happen.
I don't think Columbus's situation is dire. I mean, maybe they make a coaching change. You know, maybe the players get together and say, "Hey, this guy's not working for us anymore." But like Columbus, they have pieces and they're all in their mid-20s. I mean, that team could turn it around. They have good goalies. You know, two good goalies entering their prime. You know what I mean? I don't even know who they have for prospects. Oh, Liam Foudy, who's pretty good.
Scarborough boy.
Who?
Liam Foudy. He's from Scarborough.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Nice Canadian boy.
Yeah, so they have some pieces, okay? They'll get a good pick this year. Like Columbus. I like Columbus. You know, when they were good, I was cheering for them a lot. I really like Josh Anderson and
I like that core. I honestly did, yeah.
Yeah. I really like Dubois.
Yeah, I thought Dubois was gonna be their future franchise player on that team.
Yeah.
And when he got drafted,
loving it there.
Oh yeah, because he's from there. He's a hometown boy, right? If you go home, it's the best thing ever. So, and he's actually putting up points as well. Ross
He's a good player, man.
He is a good player.
Bjorkstrand is great. Atkinson has the ability to score goals at a high rate, and he's signed for a long time.
I think Atkinson likes it there. I think he likes Tortorella's style as well. He's been there for a while.
Atkinson was scoring 40 goals, and I was saying Atkinson might be one of the best players in the league that nobody talks about.
Right, very underrated. See, and that's a guy that maybe that's a guy that maybe really like exceeds when he's coached by that coaching style by Tortorella, and maybe he likes that. So maybe like a player like that can fit into that team, but a player like Laine, I feel like, even though maybe it's Laine, maybe he's the problem, right? So you don't know.
Laine definitely has an attitude. Like, there's no question Laine has an attitude.
For sure.
And Domi definitely has an attitude too, you know? Like, you could definitely see those two guys having attitudes.
Yeah, Domi does some questionable things too, where he just socks guys in the face, just no reason. Sometimes there is a reason, but like some of that's uncalled for. He kind of just does what he wants, and like I like Domi, but he doesn't fit that team, I don't think, and Laine doesn't fit the team as well.
No,
especially with Tortorella behind the bench.
Honestly, I think it'd be very intelligent for Columbus to trade them both.
They have good value. I wouldn't say
Domi
would totally
a little bit
them.
less. Domi,
yeah, a little less than Laine for sure.
Yeah,
Wait,
Domi,
could you package deal them? Blockbuster trade?
I don't think a team would want to package the two guys like that.
But Domi does have he's only being paid $4.6 million. So
5.3.
5.3, yeah, $4.6 million in 2020 to 2021, and then $6 million to 2021 to 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, John Tortorella was a coach of Vancouver. Were you a fan of him then?
No, not really.
No,
those were hard years.
Yeah,
we were like,
he didn't do well there.
We were just out of the Cup final, and so like we still thought we had a chance, and it was just so disappointing seeing the team fall apart.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It wasn't a great time. The way he handled the goaltending situation was bad. The way he handled the Sedins was bad. Made them kill penalties. It's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't great. Kessler left during that era, who was my favorite player at the time.
That's when Kessler was amazing.
Yeah, just not like he didn't work there. Like, I think Tortorella is a good coach, but I think it takes a certain group of guys to really excel under him.
Yeah, it's the certain player role, you know. I'm assuming Vancouver had a lot of veterans there too, like a lot of older guys.
Tons.
Right, Biesca, you know, he's a hard-nosed guy.
Adler, the Sedin twins,
right?
Kessler.
It's the older
Bieksa,
guys, old-time
Luongo.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Lou. Big news for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the general manager of Team Canada for the Olympics.
Yeah, dude, we definitely got to talk about Team Canada.
Yeah.
In the next episode, me and my buddies were going over Canada's goaltending situation, and it's not good.
No, it's not. It's getting weaker, I find.
But we should save that. Before we end today, I think we should talk about Marleau really quick.
Yeah, let's congratulate him. Honestly,
Yeah,
what a career.
Honest, Hall of Famer.
For sure.
Passing Gordie Howe for games played. I want him to get a cup. I don't know if it'll happen. I hope he plays a couple more years. I think he's still effective. San Jose has been a great home for him. Like,
I want to see him back in Toronto.
To San Jose and Marleau. No.
Imagine Marleau and Thornton together on a line. Bring it.
Oh, Danny Heatley too. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Let's do it.
No, I don't. Nobody wants to see that.
But yeah, 1,768 games. I did not think in my time as me watching hockey in the NHL, I would see that happen, passing Gordie Howe as long as Gordie Howe played, the GOAT. But congratulations to Patty Marleau. He's a great guy. He's the dad on every team he goes to.
Imagine what it's like being a guy who knows that, like, he can think back to when he came into the league in the mid 90s, right?
Yeah.
And everybody he played against back then is gone.
Yeah. 1997 to 1998. That was his first season.
Gone, dude. He's one of the last players to play with Gretzky. I think play against Gretzky. Him and Chara.
Yeah, that's kind of something awesome to say too. So,
it's nuts, man. Like it's so weird to, you know, we've seen like entire careers exist inside of Marleau's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Guys have come and gone, and Marleau's been here before and after them.
He's seen so many guys come and go, and he's helped so many rookies with their career too. Have you seen the pictures of Marleau and Matthews and Marner? They're kind of like his sons as well, and it's just it's just funny to see. His home has always been San Jose, but he's a Carolina Hurricane legend.
Yeah, Carolina
never played a
Hurricane
game for
legend.
them, but amazing
Yeah.
career for Patty Marleau.
Yeah, really happy for him. I hope he sticks around for another year or two.
For sure.
All right, should we end it up?
Sounds like we should end it up here.
All right, take us out.
So thank you guys for listening. You know, all your support on all the podcasts. We just enjoy doing this. We're two buddies watching hockey and discussing it. We'll let you know what happens in our fantasy. Me and Bryce will battle down the Jagger bombs and the Bertuzzi crunch. We're on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You can name it. We're on it. I'll put links in all the bios on the Instagram and the YouTube channel. Again, thank you for all the support and the interactions on Instagram. Me and Bryce love doing this. It's just like a little hobby for us, but if you guys can listen, it's great. If you guys just want to skim through it, it's also great. Hope everyone's staying safe. And thank you guys.
Are the Canucks clapping the Leafs tonight?
That's a very sensitive topic. That's a very sensitive topic, Grace. They're not hitting any more knees, I hope.
We're coming for your knees.
The
Marner
COVID Canucks
double
love
knee
the
pads,
knees.
bro.
They have a knee
We're
fetish.
coming for those knees. We're gonna hit you with it. We'll bring back the Keith Ballard clipping hip checks. Going for the knees.
Oh, please no.